Well, there are new details in a dispute over a PlayStation game that led to a deadly shooting in Northwest Miami-Dade.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today, well, I meant to say this in my last video. So what I think I'm gonna start doing, obviously Mondays the NC stories, Fridays I'm gonna just do like the random stories around the country from regular ass people, and then the other days I'll do like celebrity news, music, sports, and shit of that stuff. So for today, we are going to be talking about Derrick Eights the second. So y'all are probably unfamiliar with that name, but before a short story, before we get into the details, Derrick Eights the second killed the man over a NBA 2K25 video game dispute. So getting into the details, it says the shooting happened on August 14th in the county's Biscayne Gardens section. I've heard of Biscayne Gardens. Authorities booked the 23-year-old suspect, that nigga my age, Derrick Terrell Eights II, into jail on a second-degree murder charge early Tuesday morning. Investigators with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office said Eights had been arguing with the Isaiah Gaffney, I'm not going to pronounce the last name, 25 over live chat while playing NBA 2K25 that morning. Authorities said that Gaffney met Eights at the Parks Towers Apartments complex at 777 Northwest 155th Lane near the Golden Glades interchange just before 11:45 a.m. After Eights sent him the address, the two kept arguing, deputies said. Deputies said Gaffney slapped Eights, leading Eights to pull out a gun and shoot the unarmed Gaffney multiple times before fleeing to his apartment. He would later surrender and give a full confession. So it says the arrest report doesn't state whether Eights or Gaffney had ever met in person prior to the shooting. That's what I was finna wonder. That's what I was going to wonder.
Authorities have booked 23-year-old Derrick Eights II into jail on a second-degree murder charge. Well, Eights appeared before a judge on Thursday where he was denied bond. The incident, it happened last week just off Northwest 7th Avenue and 155th Lane. Investigators say Eights had been arguing with Isaiah Lidvoice over a live chat while playing NBA 2K25. Well, that victim was airlifted to the hospital where he lay.
Okay, so obviously from that we understand that Eights shot Gaffney, because I'm not trying to mess up his last name. After, they got into an altercation about the game, Gaffney slaps Eights, and then, Eights proceeds to shoot him. So the reason I even read that last part is because I was thinking they had to probably have some type of relationship before this, for the simple fact of what's the likelihood of you running into a nigga and talking shit on the game and y'all niggas are from the same place? I don't think that's as highly likely as people understand. So that's one off the rip. That's kind of rare because they match you up usually on, I don't know if they were playing in the park or anything like that, but they playing like quick match or something. They usually like match you up on skill and shit like that. So, and like experience. So the likelihood, obviously Miami is a good size city, the Miami area is a good size area, but the likelihood of you running into a nigga from that area that, can just, go to meet you at your apartment, it's highly unlikely. So there has to be some type of relationship between the two before, and that's probably why they were on the game together to begin with. So that's crazy. Now. It doesn't say the size of these two individuals, but given from Eight's mugshot, he does look to be a pretty large individual. So maybe Gaffney thought the slap was going to just result into a tussle. Because, and my thing, I don't know how big Gaffney is. Like I said, if Gaffney was his size, then it would be a little different. But if he was smaller than him, maybe he just thought, hey, this nigga gonna try to fight me because he bigger than me. And that's gonna be that. But open hand slapping a nigga is disrespectful as hell. I mean, yes, swinging on him is just as bad. But open hand slapping a nigga, you saying you ain't got no type of respect for a nigga. So when you open hand slap a nigga, you better know what the fuck come with that. In states that have stand your ground laws, especially in southern states like this, I would be very weary of just slapping somebody when I don't know what their reaction is going to be in this case. Now, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know if he knew Ace was armed at the time, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that he didn't know Ace was armed at the time, because you open hand slapping a nigga and then you're not armed because they said that, and he's armed. It's not the smartest decision. So I'm gonna go with the nigga had it concealed. He didn't know he was armed at the time. But I would just say, stand your ground stakes like this. You shouldn't just slap a nigga with expect nothing to come behind it, because they legally can do something about it, because you don't, they could be in imminent danger depending on what state they're in and how the wording of the law is in. But and at the end of the day, stupid as hell. Let's be for real. You killing a nigga over 2K chat. Like, what could he have said that bad in the 2K chat that made you want to, and y'all arguing a person that made you want to kill a nigga? And off the rip, what about, like, playing niggas in 2K? Yes, that shit do make you mad. 2K the game make you mad itself. But 2K ain't never made me want to go catch a body and throw my life away. Now, like I said, second degree murder, 15, 20 years. I do think because of the slap that somebody, I think it's really his word against nobody's at this point, because they say he gave a full confession. I don't know how much evidence they have to back this up. But I was finna say, if they did have some type of evidence to show the slapping things of that court, I could see him getting it down to a manslaughter. But the fact that he shot him multiple times, they have a motive, full confession, he probably will end up getting second degree murder. So, yeah, he'll probably still have to serve 15 years. But just imagine that, nigga. You got your ass, because for you to be this mad, you probably got your ass whooped. So for you to get your ass whooped on the game, and then, nigga, an hour or two later, you just threw your life for at least 15 years, is absolutely crazy. And I don't know what the fuck he was going through his head. But 2K do be on that bullshit though, so it ain't the craziest thing in the world. But that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I did top on the video, and we out.